So now with the truckers boycott of New York City for about 9 days now, things are definitely getting interesting, so let's jump to this update. Now, as I've mentioned in the previous video, I live on the suburbs of New York City, so this can definitely affect people like me, and since I was a truck driver also before, let me share this new info with you. So first thing I want to say is that New York residents are slowly getting fed up, and especially because the migrant crisis in Harlem, New York, for example, there is some protests that keep popping up. Obviously, the local residents think it's not fair that at least some migrant families in New York City are actually getting some kind of debit or credit card to pay for the groceries, for example, while local families don't have that support, and there is a lot of local homeless people on the streets. Now, obviously, the truck boycott is for different reason, and the main reason for the boycott is because the truck drivers think Donald Trump wasn't treated properly, and it was totally unfair trial, and now even some bigger investors in New York City, especially those investors who put the money into the real estate, pretty much share the same opinion. So some of them actually say that they will leave New York City, or at very least they're not gonna invest any money to the New York City, which will definitely have some impact. Now, with all that being said, coming back to the actual boycott, there is a lot going on, especially in last 2 or 3 days. So now, because more and more truck drivers actually refuse to go to New York City to do any kind of deliveries, now the freight brokers are actually increasing the prices for some of the drivers, and sometimes that's even 30 to 50% above regular trip price. So the willing drivers will definitely make more money, but even more importantly, I think this will actually cause price increase. Now, even if only 10% of truck drivers refuse to go to New York City, this will most definitely have some impact on deliveries, especially with New York City being such a vast and fast moving place. Now, personally, I didn't really see much price increases. I mean, I didn't actually compare the receipts from the previous week's shopping, but it's not enough difference that I feel it in my wallet. Obviously, when I shop for our family groceries, but recently my father went to the store in Long Island, and this was actually Walmart. He tried to buy milk, and literally the refrigerator section where the big milk is usually at, I'm talking about quarter, half, or 1 gallon milk, it was totally empty, and that was just last Sunday. However, when he came back next day, the milk was already there. That means everything was back to normal. Now, obviously, I don't know the specific reason why that happened, but it could be also because of panic shopping. You know how people overstock the items because they think something big is coming. However, still, it was slightly strange. So far our local stores, and I live in Queens, New York, are pretty filled up. I don't see any empty shelves, and the prices don't really seem to go up. However, if this boycott continues, and especially when it gets bigger and more people refuse the deliveries, then I think our prices for New York City will go up, and actually not only for the New York City, but also for the states going farther north. So Connecticut and Massachusetts could be impacted too, because some drivers will avoid going this direction generally. So okay, this is it for this video, but you might want to check one of these 2 videos next. There is some important info in there too. Thank you for watching.